Greetings, listeners. I'm your host and game master this evening, Zach Barrett, and welcome to this Twisted Gear Studios production of Spacers, our Starfinder actual playcast. Last we left the crew, a shearer named Cliptic attends to a rather rowdy newcomer to the town of Hov Shore before being asked by a local sheriff to assist with the salvage operation. Greg and Flinch crash-landed their beloved Bessie into the autumn wastes and ventured into the endless desert, only to be greeted near death by Cliptic and Sheriff Bonda. Upon their return, Bessie's previous owners have arrived at the small town of Hov Shore. So back in Hov's Shore, in the sheriff's jail cells there, we've got Laurel, you're there with your newfound friend, Captain Farah Argus. Farah is sitting there rather relaxed in Bob's bunk until the two of you hear... and you hear some things rattling and some dust outside.
That's not right.
And Farah kind of shoots her eyes open, sits up. She goes, "Oh, no. I want you to roll for me, just for the hell of it. Just roll for me a straight intelligence check."
19.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. All right.
I know what's going on.
Yeah, that's the sounds of a spaceship. There is a ship that is hovering over the shantytown of Hov Shore.
What the heck are they doing here?
And at that point, you begin to hear outside glass shattering, a few like energy weapon fire, a couple of people screaming.
Do I have my gun on me?
No, you were disarmed before being thrown into a jail cell. He's not an incompetent sheriff. He did disarm you, and also Farah's gun belt is on a desk about 10 feet away from you.
The bed, the cot. What's it made of?
There's like a couple of broken springs in it. There's some moldy cotton in there.
The frame, though.
Oh, the frame? No, it's a mattress on the concrete floor.
So is there anything else in the cot? In the cell?
Roll a perception check.
8.
8. It's a cot. There's a bucket without the wire top on it. It's really not, paradise in here. However, you notice that Farah is up towards the bars and she's looking around. She's still cuffed. He did not take her cuffs off because he was in a bit of a hurry when he threw her in the cell. She kind of looks over at you. All right. I'll bet you any money any second now they're going to come into that door.
Friends of yours?
Absolutely not.
That's what I thought.
Depending on how many of them come on through, do not worry. I will let you out of your cell, but I'll have to deal with them first, and then I'll let you out. But still good with helping me get my ship?
Sure.
Fantastic.
You get me off this dust bowl? I'll shoot whatever you want me to.
Sounds good. And about that time, the door does kick open, and two helmeted, hooded individuals, one with 4 arms, one with 2, comes on in, guns looking around. And between the two of them, there is a small, several-armed, floating robotic droid that's with them as well. The 3 end up looking around the space. The 4-armed individual comes up to your guys' jail cell through some kind of a voice modulation box. Speaks to you. Even the shanty towns in the middle of nowhere have their brigands too, don't they? Yeah, all right. It's taps the bars. That's scary. Turns and walks away. As soon as Buddy turns around, she kind of goes up to the bar. She goes to you and she goes, "Hey, unfold my collar for a second, will you?"
Okay. Can I actually fit my hand through the bars?
Like your hands are large enough that they go through the bars to about halfway through the meat of your palm.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a gaggle show, but I need you to roll a sleight of hand check, just because of the size of your hands.
6.
You're trying. It's one of the weirdest displays of attempts at anything.
Why am I doing this? What are you doing? There are really, really small gaps between these bars.
Kick your gate.
Okay.
Just She looks, just kick it. So roll a strength check.
Just straight strength?
Yup.
That's a natural 1, so it's a 5.
There, for some, you didn't notice this, but some water was laid on the floor in your thing. And as you go to lift up the one foot, you slide on the other foot. And she just looks and goes, "Oh no!" All right.
Kick it again. Can I get up and kick it again? Do I have time to do
No.
that?
You 3 are still with Bonda on the outskirts of town, and he's just kind of staring off as he watches these ropes dangle from the bottom of a ship and people sliding down and energy blast. And he's like, but I have to go to town.
Okay, do you have any weaponry?
He pulls out the one gun. He's like, yeah,
Okay.
I got this one.
Oh, okay.
You look over at Greg and he's got this really patched together looking pistol out and a very large knife. Well, large for his size.
Oh, okay, Greg, I know I'm used to what you can do. Okay, as I haul my hunting rifle off my back. I'm like, okay, well, I guess the best thing is it possible to get on top of the shuttle? Is this enclosed, is my question?
It's like one of those like open back buggies sort of thing. So it's not an enclosed space, no.
Okay. Well, I guess the best thing we can do is these apparently aren't nice people. I'll get up in position, prone position on top here, and you drive into town and get prepared for the worst, I guess. I mean, depends on if you're useless or not. Are you useless? I basically say to everybody.
Bondo looks like,
I have a couple knives.
well, that sounds great.
Okay, they're deaf, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll get through this.
So we're just gonna go in and we're gonna start shooting up my town. I don't.
Greg doesn't want to go to town.
I meant to deal with bar fights.
Well, I mean,
If we no go to town,
well, I heard shots. They're probably killing people.
people die.
We should assist in any way.
Yeah, this is the moment I was born for.
Oh,
And
great.
he
That's
just
usually what people
slams the
say
gas
before they
pedal
die.
And you guys just are cruising towards town.
So Flinch tries to arc himself up so he could shoot. You said it's an open buggy sort of type
Yeah,
of thing?
yeah, you can
So I
shoot
want to
it.
be able to... And wait till I'm within 90 feet and see if I can actually see somebody who's not from town. I just want to shoot the local barber.
Yeah. I'll say that for the sake of time, the skiff is kind of running through, or careening through towards the center of town, which is literally just one street with a line of several wooden buildings. And there is an individual with some kind of a very high-tech helmet that comes on out and is kind of looking around, not really none the wiser to your direction. Roll a combat check. It'll be at -2 because you're in a speeding vehicle.
That's fine. I'm going to click in my exocortex targeting system.
Ooh.
Right? So it just focuses...
So it gives you a +2?
Yeah, no, it gives me... my attack treats my level as my plus to hit, not my base attack bonus.
Ah,
So it gives me an extra +1 to hit.
Okay, that's not bad. All right.
Yeah, he looks like a bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Would Greg recognize like the armor and stuff as something that a bourgeois gang would
He's
wear?
not a look. He's shoot that one.
Okay.
All right, got that one. That.
He's just pointing with a little.
I hit a... Oh, it's got a -2, so I hit a 15.
Yep. Nope. That. What kind of weapon are you shooting with?
A hunting rifle.
Does it use kinetic or energy weapon?
Kinetic.
So you watch as the bullet flies through the air. He kind of looks towards the skiff's direction as he hears the skiff coming up, and it strikes the armor and seems to just shatter on the actual armor plating, passing through the energy barrier but striking the armor plating. And he takes it and then he loads up his gun and starts yelling something as you drive right past him down the center street. I'll now have you 3 please Cliptic, Flinch, and Greg all roll initiative if you would be so kind.
Not bad.
Flinch likes doing sketchy things.
All right, so anybody roll higher than 20? Or natural 20?
No.
15 or higher? 10 or higher?
Me, Greg. I have a total of 16 with my modifiers. Rolled an 11 on the dice.
What did you get, Greg? Or Cliptic?
8.
What did you get, Flinch?
9.
Yay!
So Flinch is second, followed shortly by Cliptic. And then Laura will add you in when you're not in jail. Womp womp. Alright, so, the skiff, good old Bonda is gonna roll to not crash the car. And with that, he goes to turn to make a violent U-turn in the middle of town to make sure that he doesn't leave the outskirts of town. He seems to be fixated on the concept of not leaving the border of the town. And as he turns, it kind of hits into one of the boardwalks, and the car stalls and stops completely. He keeps hitting the ignition, and the car is just not moving. So, you guys, this particular combat round, you don't see any enemies immediately near you, but the vehicle is not moving. And we're going to start with Greg. What are you going to do?
Greg is going to stay in the vehicle, but he will poke his little head out and shoot at the closest non-civilian that he can see, if there's anybody.
Okay, in this particular round, there is not, but we'll move on to Flinch. What are you going to do in this particular instance?
Okay, fair enough. So basically, because of where we've crashed, we don't have line of sight to our ship where the guy was underneath. So we're just down the street, blocked away, right?
You're down the street in the center of town, above the street. There is a ship just
That's
hovering
what
there
it
with
is,
some
okay.
ropes dangling down. The individual that you had shot at was just stepping out of one of the houses or one of the buildings on the side of the main street.
Okay, can I hop out of the buggy? Since if I can't see them, they can't see me.
Yeah.
I'll hop out of the buggy with my hunting rifle and skirt along the side of the building till I can try to get a view while maintaining some measure of cover.
What's your total movement?
30 speed.
So you're still 32? Okay, cool. So that's enough to get you to the center point of town, like the dead center, and you can very easily see the individual who you had shot at and missed before. He kind of pokes his head around a corner to see if you guys are there. You could take a shot at him if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, not a problem. Once again, that targeting system is still doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yep, it's a little heads-up display, little highlights them.
I rolled a 2, so for that it would be a 7 total.
That you just as you shoot, his head ducks back in and it just goes right past.
Yeah, same thing, just using the building as some measure of cover.
That's it. So you'll have a cover bonus to your KAC. So again, for those familiar, KAC and EAC are kinetic armor class and energy armor class. Depending on the type of weapon you're using, I'll ask, and that'll determine what kind of armor they have in the way of you and injuring them. So next up on our list is Cliptic. You were still in the buggy.
I am going to.
Hover buggy.
Okay. Bonda, how are things going?
It's not moving! It's not moving!
Then I suggest we probably abandon said vehicle.
Yeah, alright. Pulls out his gun and starts thinking about leaving.
I'm going to actually put on my battle glove. Have my battle glove on and have a knife at the ready. Because I don't know what the heck I'm going into. You, my small, ugly friend. What are you doing? Are you gonna come with us?
You mean Greg?
Yeah, that thing.
Greg, come.
Okay. So I'm gonna get out of the vehicle. And is there any? I can go around the buildings, right?
You could, yeah.
Yeah. I want to try and help out the Yusoki by seeing if there's any enemies behind the building.
Just like on the outside of town.
Yeah,
right
kind of
there.
going on the outside of town. Yeah.
Okay. You won't be able to make it as far down as he did. You go around the back of the building. You get far enough to look down the side. I want you to roll a perception check, please. This will be your turn.
So that would be 19.
Nice. With a 19, you don't see anybody behind the buildings, but you do hear that there is a bunch of commotion from inside the buildings closest to you guys, upstairs. And there are upstairs balconies that, if they catch on to any commotion in the alleyway, might poke their heads out and...
Do I have another move, or is that the end of my move?
that'd be
Okay, never mind then. I end.
it. Okay. Before doing another round of that, really quickly, Bonda, like, you can do this. You can do this. And Greg, you just said as he, like, talks himself into it. He gets out of the car. He's like, 4 offshore! And he just starts running down the street with absolutely no sense of tact whatsoever.
Greg has seen last of him.
Alright, back to the jail cell with you and Farah. She looks at you laying on the ground. Alright, fantastic.
I get up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Grumbling.
And with a natural 20, she kicks her gate open. It breaks the rusted lock that's very rarely used for Bob. It swings open, and she runs in towards one of the attackers. She'll get a bit of a combat on this guy. She goes to kick one of the guys. He completely steps to the side. She goes to kick, and now her and him are kind of engaged in combat. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to kick my door open again.
Roll a D20.
Natural 20.
And with that, you, because your strength is what?
Modifier's 4, so it's 24.
So for you, you kick the door. You watch as not just the lock breaks, but actually bends forward and just pops out. It looks like the gate will never close properly again.
Nice.
Your cage is now open. What are you gonna do?
There's still the 2 people in here?
There's still the 2 people in here. The drone seems to have left out the front door.
Okay, she's engaged with the 4-armed one?
The 2-armed one.
2-armed one. Then
4-armed one's just turning around.
I gotta punch him in the head.
Gonna go punch him? Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm wearing a battle glove.
Roll a melee check.
Okay. So that's a 2, but the attack bonus on the battle glove is a 5, so it's a 7 total.
So you go here, you telegraph your attack, and that's enough for you to move the 4-arm. Kasatha just slips to the side, and then the Kasatha is going to try and takes out some kind of a dagger with some shocking on it and goes to stab you with it.
I love our roll so far.
Oh yeah.
We're all doing
What's your KAC?
So it's a 13.
You watch as he goes to stab at you, and you step aside and push his knife off to the side, and he misses you as well. No one's rolling good. All right, for the sake of knowing at a time, can you please roll me initiative there, Laurel?
Is a 11.
All right, Greg. And you are engaged in the station. Greg, you are still in the back of the buggy.
Greg is going to stealthily move out of the buggy and into the building.
Into the nearby building?
Yeah, because, cover and not being seen and all that.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay. That is a 22 in total for stealth. I rolled an 8 and I have a plus 14 modifier on my
Nice.
stealth.
You have a what?
Plus 14.
Holy cow, operatives are nuts.
And well, goblins help out a little bit.
All right. Fortunately, the nearest building to you is the tavern.
Okay.
It's got these chest-high, they start at chest-height butterfly doors, like the old-fashioned saloons. Enough that all you need to do is duck, and you don't even hit the butterfly doors. As you walk into the saloon, you see that there is one armed individual kind of behind the bar inspecting some stuff, and another one that is up top of some stairs in an upper floor balcony that overlooks the rest of the bar into some rooms. Due to the fact that you've never touched the butterfly door, they did not see you walk into the building. But
So-
you're right there.
All right, so my speed is 35. So what I'd like to do is move into, if I can, take some kind of cover. And would I still have a action to shoot at someone?
Yeah, I'd say with the 22, you find there's a table that's been toppled over from one of the most recent fights.
Yep.
You can get behind it. You've considered covered. You can take a shot at one of them.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I have a semi-automatic pistol, tactical. It is an analog weapon.
Okay, so KAC.
I've got an 18 in total. Rolled a 14 on the dice.
That is enough to hit. Roll some damage.
Sweet. 1d6 5. I'm assuming it is P is piercing damage for this. So 5 piercing damage.
All right, so you watch as you reach up, you take a shot at the guy behind the bar or up top?
Bar. He's closer. I have a range of 30 feet with this weapon.
All right, so you shoot him straight up. It strikes right. You watch it sink in past the armor. Some blood spurts out of his back. He's like, "Ah, what the?" And he turns around, and he just sees the 2 of your ears sticking up over top of the table.
Reed ducking back down again.
Oh, that's with you ducked down. Your ears are just sticking out. All right, with that, we're gonna go on to back in the Station, you are engaged with a 4-armed individual, and your new friend is engaged with a 2-armed individual.
Cool. I'm gonna try and punch him again.
Roll that.
18.
That's enough to hit. Roll damage.
So 3.
3 damage?
Plus his strength?
Yeah.
Okay. So 7.
7 damage? Alright, cool. This is you just punching
Yep.
with this thingamajig?
Yep.
Alright, so you went with the knife, you step to the side, you then take your fist and you just clobber him in the chest. You will listen to the air escape him from the modulator. He stumbles back and he gets ready to keep on going again and get at you some more. Your buddy gets to go. That's enough. She just kicks her individual square in the chest as well. And she starts rummaging through one of the drawers in Benda's desk there, as the other individuals that she's fighting is kind of getting ready to attack her again. She seems to be looking for keys, which would make sense. All right, the Kazath that's attacking you goes to stab at your with the knife again. That's a 23, which I'm sure hits.
Yes. Yes, definitely hits.
Alright, cool. You were dealt 6 damage. It goes to your stamina points first.
Okay.
Any excess will then go to your HP.
Oh, okay.
So did it hit your HP?
No.
Nope. Cool. Sorry. This knife goes. It strikes right across your arm. It's more of a graze than it is. The other individual goes to take on good old Farah. With that, he goes to raise the gun at Farah, and as he fires, there seems to have been something wrong with his gun. And
sand?
the battery sound, you hear poof, and the bottom end of the gun blows open, and the battery just drops out, and he looks. His gun is toast. Or the natural one. It's just kind of Flinch, you're up. You're halfway down the center of town.
Okay, fair enough. And I still see the guy with the helmet on the other side of the street as well.
He ducked after you had shot at him, so you know where he is.
But I
he
can't see anybody.
He hasn't poked his head.
Did
back
I
out
see
yet.
the building that the goblin went into?
No, she didn't call out and it was behind you.
Okay.
She rolled a really high stealth, so we wouldn't have naturally just noticed she was there.
Okay. Can I, I'm not sure, is there readied action? Can I ready to shoot when I see an enemy?
Oh yeah.
That's what I'll do. I'll just get into my cover with my hunting rifle, just
Okay, pokes out, take a shot.
and just waiting until I can see an appropriate target.
Clever. Cliptic, you're next.
All right, I'm gonna start heading. Is there stairs heading up to like the balcony of the upper floor?
There is in the most closest building there is. Most of them do not. They all have like back doors that lead out to where they drop off some garbage the outskirts of town. But the bar, which is closest to you, does have a stairwell that like a fire escape sort of thing.
And that's where I heard the noises, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start heading up those stairs,
Okay.
very tactfully.
Roll a stealth check.
Of course. Oh, that would be like an 11.
That is enough. You
Okay.
kind of go hit on the stairs. You gotta poke your head around the corner, and there's an individual that you can see. There's like a guest room.
Mm-hmm.
You, having lived in Hobshore for long enough of a time, you know that the saloon does have rooms, accommodations that very few people use.
Right.
And there is a room, like a guest room that's attached to the end of this doorway. Through that room, another door that's opened, an individual standing at a balcony who's aiming down into the main saloon itself. His back's turned to you. What do you do?
How far away is he?
About 10 feet.
Uh,
I'd say about 15 feet more like.
15 feet.
You have
Is
enough
there
room to get
anything heavy on the balcony?
there. Roll a perception check really quickly. I'll say that this is okay.
Perception. 16.
In the room, there's a lamp or a chair.
I would like to try and use what is it called? Telepathic projectile.
You telekinetically throw
Throw a
it.
chair.
Is
at
it
it.
telepathic or telekinetic?
No, telepathic projectile. It
Okay, so you
basically it says hurl an object dealing 1d6 damage to target an object.
Okay, so that should be telekinetic, but all right, that works for me. All right, fantastic. So, Yeah, roll your spell attack.
14?
14 on this individual is enough.
Oh,
You pick up. What do you pick
God.
up?
I'm gonna say chair. Chair's
Right, so
heavy.
You look around. You see the guy. You pick up the chair. You whirl it at him. Roll a d6, please.
6.
Woo!
Okay. That is not enough. The chair hits him. He pushes into the barrier, the wooden like banister. It snaps under his weight from the chair and himself, and he tumbles down into the main saloon itself. You standing behind just kind of hear a smash. I mean, take a quick little peek. The guy from up top has fallen into the bar and distracted the enemy that you were shooting at as he's landed into the bar with that guy, dealing him an additional 3 points of fall damage.
Excellent.
Now it is Clip. That was Cliptick's turn. So now we're at Bonda. You're there waiting for Buddy to poke out, and you see Bonda going, "For offshore!"
Can I say something?
You could if you'd like.
Yeah. Damn it, man! Get cover! What are you doing? Get cover! I'll shoot you! I'll shoot you! Get cover!
And as he's looking around
Sorry, that's
frantically,
loud.
you watch as the buddy you're waiting for pokes his head out. You can take your shot. Yeah.
12 AC.
Oh. Bang! It splinters off the side. He kind of gets distracted for a second, goes back into cover, and with that, Bonda seems to be a little freaked out, and then looks towards the sheriff's station and runs into the station. So he's in the station.
It's not exactly safe in here.
Safer than staying in the middle of the street, though. At
There's
least.
that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we go to back inside the bar again. The individual who has fallen is going to take his turn to try and get back up again. The one who is behind the bar takes his turn to also get back up as he was knocked down from his buddy.
Okay.
So it's your turn again.
So, I have a question. So I have Trick Attack as one of my class abilities.
Yep.
Which just says I get 1d4 extra damage, I think, when I attack someone, which I've forgotten earlier, but that's fine. So it says I get a +4 to stealth when attacking from stealth. So is it possible for me to roll a stealth roll so that I can do, like, you know, they might not be expecting where the attack is coming from?
Yeah, roll a stealth check.
Sweet.
Especially since they're distracted with the fact that they fell on each other.
I rolled an 11 on the dice, which means, what's 11 plus 14?
Wow.
25.
That's 20. Wow, okay. They're looking at the table you once were, but from the distraction of the fall, you rolled over to a completely separate table.
Ah,
And
sweet.
in a nice feat of green bally goodness, you just roll over and pop up next in a completely different table.
Greg is fluid.
Rest is fluid.
Like water.
All right, I'm going to take a shot with my pistol again then. I rolled a 1.
Oh.
So, aside from the fact it's a total of 5, still a 1. So, I do not get a shot off.
Well, as you reach up, you go. It's jammed.
At
Your
least
gun
I'm
is jammed
stealthy.
up. Yeah. You'll have to roll some kind of a maintenance check to fix this thing. Oh, wait, no, are you using your goblin pistol?
No, this is one I actually purchased as equipment.
Okay.
This is not
That's
the
different.
not the
If it
little
was your
junk
goblin blade, it
laser
would
one.
explode.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Or dissolve.
All right, so for the purposes of this, that particular gun is out of commission, so you
All right.
may have to start using your
I'll
goblin
just keep
one.
hiding behind my table for now.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, that sucks. Back to the station itself.
Yeah.
As you're about to continue engaging with your four-armed combatants, the front door swings open and Bond comes in and goes, "Oh no!" And the two individuals were distracted for a split second.
How close are they to one another?
To one another?
Yeah.
There's 5 feet separating the two of them. It's not a very large room.
Would it be possible for me to grab them both and knock their heads together?
You know what? Yes. Please.
Awesome.
I'll take your just roll the one combat check.
Okay.
Melee check,
Melee
and I'll
check?
apply it to both of their combat scores, see what works. Or armor classes.
18.
18. I'll say as they are distracted with him walking through, that is totally fine. Grab the two of them by the scruffs of their necks. You slam them together. What's your strength?
4. It's a modifier.
Okay, just real quick. You clobber them together. The one that you've been competing with falls to the floor, and the other one who Farah was fighting is like, oh, and just holds his head and starts groaning around. Farah, just gonna kick him while he's upset. And with that, she does one of those axe kick things where she swings the foot up, and then down his head snaps down, and he just falls on top of his partner. Shall we?
Who are these guys?
I don't know. They started shooting. They're not good guys. They're not with me anyway.
Yo, Bondo, where's my gun?
Kind of just points to one of the armor lockers silently.
You're a good man, Bondo. Let's rough these guys up.
Farah just kind of goes up to him, shakes her wrists. She's like, yeah. Undoes the cuffs, puts the cuffs away. She grabs her gun belt, straps it on, pulls the pistol out. All right, to my ship.
Let's go.
All right. Do you leave the area of flinch? You're sitting there staring at your prey, and you notice coming out of the sheriff's station where you saw Bonda go in, you see a human woman poke her head out and start scuttling across the wall. The most notable thing is that she does not seem to be wearing the same armor as the individual that's attacking, so it's a safe bet she's probably not with them. Probably a local to offshore. Followed shortly by a large Vesk. Just comes on out and is also following behind her.
Hey,
It's your turn.
are they heading in the direction of where the guy is hiding around the corner?
Yes.
Okay. Since he already knows where I am, I'm going to call out in Vesk since it's a language I can speak.
Nice.
And so hopefully he doesn't understand it. Yeah, around you, big lizard. Round that corner, guy hiding with gun.
You hear a familiar tongue, one you haven't heard in a good long while, but being spoken from a very diminutive voice.
I don't hear it.
You look around, and there is a Yosoki with a large gun out, kind of poking forward and poking this way.
I grab Farah by the shoulder and make her stop, and press up against the wall for cover.
All right, cool.
And I gotta look at the Yusoku with this like really concerned, confused face, and like point where I think he's talking about.
Yeah. Good. Over there. Yeah.
Who? So shoot him.
So what's your
Sort of just shrug. He sort of just shrugs his shoulders and is like, bad person.
So shoot him.
If that's even in the Vesk language.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone not Vesk.
So, what are you gonna do for your regular turn?
I'm actually going to once again ready in action to take a shot at an enemy that could potentially arise. I don't want to put myself out in the open. I
Yeah,
want to
that's
maintain
fair.
my cover.
All right, Cliptic,
Yeah.
you're sitting there. You may have just killed a man.
Oh.
As far as you're concerned, you may have killed a man.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the edge of the balcony because Can I get a clearer view of the street?
You can get the view of the street as far as the saloon doors and the front windows will let you.
Can I see where this guy is? This is the one that they're trying to avoid, or
No.
I can't.
So these guys are out in the middle of the street. You are at the back of one of the guest rooms in the saloon.
Okay, I see.
Snuck in through the back on the second floor.
You're near me.
I am near you.
So
okay.
if you want to go forward a good little bit to go up to the banister where the guy fell over that you threw the chair at, kind of gaze, see what you can see from there, but you'll be
Okay.
standing where the guy was that you threw the chair at.
All right, fair enough. I'm gonna do that.
Alright, so-
I'm gonna quickly go up, still stunned, and see what the chaos and turmoil is. What do I see from my vantage point?
All right, from here, you look down, you see these green ears sticking up from behind a table, which looks kind of odd.
Like antenna.
And you see down below there are two blackly armored individuals, covered in black armor. One is on their back, just kind of getting up and looks up at you and is pointing. But beyond that, you can see kind of a little bit out the front butterfly doors, and then the two windows on either side. You can see the the front of the skiff that's kind of crashed out front on the right side of the door.
Okay, so the two black-clad people, or not people, but enemies, are they closing in on Greg?
They seem to be more interested in you right now.
Oh crap. Okay.
As you didn't get a shot off, they have no idea where you are, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to duck and cover. Because I don't actually have a gun or anything to shoot down
Okay.
at them.
I'll say that there's no room for that. You literally just have to step back, and
Yeah.
there is a floor between you and them.
Okay.
All right. Next up is Bonda. He does something that none of you see. Onwards to the two in the bar.
He locks himself in Bob's cage.
One of them is going to try and shoot through the floor up towards your at Cliptech.
Okay.
You have at least some
And
cover.
with that, what's your total KAC?
KC is 14.
14. That and then the bonus. Nope. Okay, so you watch as a bullet flies through the floor upwards and just right past your face into the ceiling. His buddy is going to take a shot as well. You just hear it go thump into the floor underneath your feet, but it doesn't penetrate through the wood.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Greg, it's your turn.
Greg, I'm going to roll another stealth check so that I can try my trick attack again. So that's 16 plus the 4 that I get from attacking from stealth plus my 14 bonus. Is that okay?
Well, for your stealth check.
Yeah.
Stealth, you're good.
Yeah, yeah.
Roll your attack if you're going to attack. Now, which weapon are you using to attack?
I only have the semi-automatic pistol.
Your goblin-y one.
No, not the goblin one. That one.
So you have to roll to repair it
You have
first,
to
right?
roll the repair.
Oh,
first.
right.
So I was gonna say either you spend your turn trying to fix your gun, or you use the goblin-y one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw my survival knife instead.
You really don't want to risk rolling that one, do you?
Right now, well, I'll probably roll a 1 for my thrown attack, which has no modifiers. This is straight up D20. 13?
Plus.
No
Just-
plus.
yeah,
It's
nothing.
thrown.
Yeah, the other thing to take into account when it comes to trick attack is the target is considered flat-footed for the attack, so they have a -2 to their AC.
And you rolled what again?
That makes sense. 13.
That makes a difference. Yeah.
Yes!
So you go and you throw the knife. Also due to the fact that they're not looking in your direction, they're kind of looking up. Your knife sinks right into the back of the guy that you were engaged with earlier.
Yeah.
Roll your damage.
Okay, so it's 2d4, 1d4 from my trick attack, and 1d4 for the knife's damage.
Wow.
4 and 2, so 6 damage of
All right.
slashing in total.
And with the shot that you dealt him earlier, you watch as the knife sinks hilt deep into the back of the individual through a couple of plates of armor, and he goes. "Arr, arr." He tries to reach back and just falls behind the bar. His other buddy going, "Oh, what?" and looking around, having no idea where you are.
I'd giggle, but they'd hear me.
Looks in your general direction, knowing exactly where you are. All right, Laurel. You and Farah are hiding behind a door on the opposite side of the street of where this silk individual is pointing.
If I duck out, can I see where the enemy he was pointing at is?
Roll a perception check.
It's a 7.
You see where he's pointing, but you don't see anything there.
Okay. So we're on the other side of the street from him.
Yeah, so if you were to... Yeah, he is across the street and then up northwards a bit.
Okay.
And then he's pointing further down his side of the street, which is also across from you, but a little further down.
Okay, so we're gonna.
So you can see an open door where he's pointing, but you don't see anybody standing in the open doorway.
Do we see anything else going on in the area? Are
Are
there still people screaming and running, or?
With your perception of 7,
Eh.
you're more focused on trying to see what's in the doorway and not really acknowledging of anything else that's going on around you right now.
I'm gonna start moving forward.
Start moving forwards?
Yep.
Okay. What is your
I didn't see
flat-footed
anything
AC? Never mind. That's a natural 1.
Oh.
You watch as the doorway you were looking at, someone literally steps out in broad stance, goes to fire, and so as he goes to aim at you, you stare at him. Please if you'd be so kind, Flinch, take a shot.
Okay, that's an 18 total.
That hits pretty good, yeah.
Nice.
That's just a D8 piercing damage for my hunting rifle. It's not bad. Oh, 1 is bad though. So I just glance off him.
He takes the shot in the shoulder as the magazine falls out of his gun. He must have hit the button on his gun and it drops to the floor, completely disarming him while holding his gun.
Well, he
I
got
rolled
shot
a
while
1.
holding his gun. I mean, things happen.
I also rolled a 1 when he went to shoot you, so. And he
Everything's
drops
coming
the
up Milhouse.
magazine. But he does not go back into cover after watching his magazine fall out. Cliptic. It's back to you again.
Is there any way that I can run down to the lower floor?
What? There's some stairs that go
Sweet.
around
So I'm gonna run down to the lower floor, and take cover where. Do I know where the goblin is?
So the way that it's kind of laid out is if you're looking down it, there's these stairs that go down the side,
Okay.
and he is stuck on a table on the opposite side of the bar from where the stairs go down. So
I'm not even close to the bar.
You can make it to the table that Greg was previously hiding at, which is at the base of the stairs. But you cannot make it to him. But you can be on the same floor as him,
Okay.
and you'll be behind cover.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and duck and cover behind the table that originally Greg was at.
Okay,
Is there anything I can throw?
telekinetically.
No, just throw.
Like a bottle?
Yes.
Yes, there are bottles everywhere.
I'm gonna take a bunch of bottles and just throw it at the enemy. Yeah, basically.
roll a combat check.
That's a natural
Ooh,
20.
Woo!
And is it combat? So
No,
thrown?
it's just gonna be your
thrown.
dexterity.
Well, it's
because
just 20.
yeah. Well, it's the total is over 20. You know what? Yeah, that's a fair point. That's gonna hit. It's considered a critical. So roll a d4 twice.
5. Oh, sorry. Oh, D4. Sorry, my bad.
I was gonna say, how do you roll 5 on a 4?
Magic man. I'm gonna say that's 2 and a 2.
Okay. So the individual who you've already thrown a chair at, he's standing there and he's looking towards
So you
Greg.
didn't kill him.
A bottle just hits him right in the head. And you watch as the little lights flickering on his heads-up display and his helmet begin to flick around. He's dazed and wobbling like this. He's still standing, but doesn't look like he's going to be awake for much longer. Alright, moving ahead. You guys watch as Bonda begins to poke his head out of the police station. Kind of looks on down and joins up with you two, being like, okay, alright, what's everybody looking at?
That guy, shoot him.
Huh? Oh! Takes a shot off on him. Hits the dirt equally between the streets. Right in the middle. Dust goes flying.
Good job, Bonda. Good job.
I swear this doesn't usually happen. Up to the enemies in the bar. The last guy that's standing tries to pull up his blaster and points towards where you're at, Cliptic, and takes a shot. He shoots and hits the table next to you. Splinters go flying and a little frightened, but he misses completely. And Greg, he's standing there, not even looking at you.
I'm going to roll another stealth check. That is 24 in total. And
you were never there.
this time I'm going to try is it an engineering roll to fix my pistol?
I guess it would be. Yeah.
There's no mechanics or anything like that
Yep.
in the list.
Give me one of them engineering things.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 15 plus 8.
Nice.
That is, you take a look, it's pretty simple. You haven't cleaned it in forever. So you just smack it really good and the hammer clips back into place. Good cleaning, it should probably be nice later, but it works now.
Full of moldy
So,
fruit, probably.
Next turn you'll be able to use it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Laurel.
Did Farrah get a turn?
Miss Farrah's turn last turn. She'll just take a quick shot off on the guy there. And with a natural 20, And she sees him there. You would miss, but she would pull out the pistol. Bam! Shot him. Got him right into the chest. For the purposes of this narratively, because I missed and a bunch of stuff has missed him since. As you're sitting there going, Farrah, mind helping? She kind of pokes around the corner, pulls out the pistol, tests the hammer on it a bit, turns around, goes bang, bang, and just 2 bullets go right up the chest. He drops his gun right next to the magazine and falls to the floor. So that individual is dead.
I look over at the Yosoki and I ask him in Basque, any more of them?
Oh, none that I can see. Make sure you tell that other one that I weakened him for her.
Will do. Nice gun.
That's pretty crappy, but thanks. Probably nice for you.
It's too big for a shrimp like you, but
We're gonna get along fine.
anyways.
All right. So as you watch as the guy now drops down, Bonda, he's kind of with your little posse of 3 over there, kind of hears gunshots and commotion happening in the tavern. He goes, Haka! And he kind of starts running back towards the bar. And what would you use your turn for?
I sort of gesture at Farrah, like, it's your ship.
Just want to head to the ship?
We can mess up more of these guys.
Well, I'm heading to the ship. Where are you heading?
Ship it is.
All right.
I'm eager to get off this rock.
Cool. So you watch as Baskin the human take off further down the street towards the south end of town. As you hear gunshots from the bar behind you.
I scream out at the Vesk and the human running up the street and say, "You better wait for us! You better wait for us! I don't want to stay here either!" And then I run back into the tavern.
Stay with you?
I was going to ask you.
Okay.
Do you wait for them?
No. We have the ship. I don't know who those people are.
You watch them keep on going, assuming your words have made it to them.
Well, yes, I always would, yeah.
Right. For the sake of this still being your turn, do you just go on into the tavern?
Yeah, I just, if that's where I heard the shots, I maneuver into the tavern with my hunting rifle and take a shot at an enemy.
You push open the butterfly doors, and sure enough, there's one guy standing here like this, pointing towards a table. Your little death friend is sitting there, kind of holding a couple of glass bottles. Some of them are broken, some of them are intact, getting ready to throw one. And you're standing in the middle of these butterfly doors. The guy looks at you and he points at you.
Well, I take a shot off with my hunting rifle.
Roll it.
Letting my exocortex give me his vulnerabilities or perfect shot lineup so I can miss again, because that's how it's been going. I hit a 19 AC.
Yeah, that'll hit him. That'll hit him. Roll that damage.
8 piercing damage.
Right between the little red eyeball hole, heads-up display screens. Bam! A bullet goes in there. You see some smoke going out. He drops his gun and then drops the rest of him as he falls behind the bar.
Is he an android?
Just whatever the heads-up display on his helmet was.
What kind of gun did he have when he dropped, you said? What was he pointing at me with?
He was pointing with some kind of a pistol.
Some kind of a pistol, okay. I look over at Greg and the
DC.
Sharon.
I was gonna say DC, Greg.
Greg was never there.
Yeah.
But from your vantage point, you can see behind all the tables. Sure, there's Greg behind one with.
Oh yeah.
with
I'd
his
probably
ears
poke
curled
my
down
head
like
up
this.
and look over the edge of the table and go.
Yeah. Come on, Chuckles. Come on. There's a ship there. They're about to take off. They're running off to the ship, and I don't know if they're waiting or not.
Running!
It's another ship.
Greg,
Do you want to stay here?
No.
Let's go.
Get.
Take me with you. I run after them.
These guys are heading down the street. There's
Yeah.
just this funny image of the cross section of street and town. It's this nice deserty area with some ropes dangling from the ship above. And you watch as a goblin and a Yosoki run across, and then a Sheeran, take me with you, going after them towards the south end of town.
I'm moving like full speed.
Yeah. I want you 3, Rick, Cryptic, and Flinch. Please roll stealth checks.
These guys, my other ones. Greg has a total of 17, which is pretty bad for him, actually.
I have an 18. Might be the first time I was stealth.
How about you, Cryptic?
14.
That is enough. You guys make it to the south end of town, And I guess as you guys had been leaving, when you guys were leaving the tavern, you'll have passed Bonda. Right before you guys begin your trek down to the south end of town, you'll pass Bonda as he heads towards the tavern. Looks at you two very quickly, and then the clip tick. He's like, "You all right?
I need to leave.
Like, leaving town for good?"
She almost died, man. Let's go.
You
You can come too. You can come too, man. I don't care. It ain't my ship.
But this town, though. You're just gonna leave us here?
Friend,
Well,
there's
is there
nothing left here.
is there more? Is there more? Is there other people shooting? Do I?
You do hear that there's still some other kerfuffling around town, that you haven't gotten rid of all of them, and there's still a fair number of people left in town. It's not exactly gone yet, but he has no intention of leaving the people here, as terrified as he is.
Oh, I hate myself. Greg, we should probably help these people.
Where's Drunk Bob?
I mean, they'll be murdered.
Yeah.
It'd be different if they're just stealing stuff. Sorry, redistribution of resources.
Bang.
I want Cliptic to roll for me you know what, just do give me a wisdom saving, a will saving throw real quick.
24.
Okay. You heard them say something briefly about a ship. The only ship you know of is the one south of town, and it had some ship-sized guns on it.
Oh. There's a ship that has big weapons on it.
I immediately start running.
There's like a little bit of fur left in his stead, and you look, and he's already...
I'm booking
pattern
it.
down the street.
I'm booking it.
All right. Well, I'm following after. I guess.
Are you leaving us? As he yells as you guys are all down the street.
We be back.
Thank you for listening to this Twisted Gear Studios production. Our next episode of Spacers will air Tuesday, November 13th. In the meantime, Tuesday, November 6th is the next episode of The Call, our Call of Cthulhu actual playcast GM'd by Derek Snow. And Friday, November 9th, is the next episode of our collaboration podcast with MacGuffin Media, The Legend of Zing Dong. The game system used today was the Starfinder game system by Paizo. Music in this episode was licensed by Video Copilot. Sound effects and ambient tracks licensed through Triune Films and Video Copilot. For up-to-date content, please subscribe to the Twisted Gear Studios YouTube channel. You can find Twisted Gear Studios on Facebook and iTunes, as well as Twitter and Instagram at The Twisted Gear. Your players this evening were Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Derek Snow, and Elizabeth Wells. Your audio operator tonight was Rob Hickey, and I was your host and GM, Zach Barrett. If you happen to be in the Fort McMurray area, you can find me at Tavern on Main every Monday at 7:30 p.m. for trivia. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you